Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_ on Ravelry as Mama Made VM, and you can email me at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com. As I say, you are all very, very welcome here. So this is going to be another quick video just because my son, I have a month-old baby. He is sleeping in his little rocker right in front of me. So I'm going to film and hopefully get through everything I have to show over the past few weeks. But I've missed you guys, and as you know, I like to just hop right in and start with the starts. So I'm starting this a little early. This is a start that I had already pre-planned, and I've had kitted up for a long time. The pattern is Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. I absolutely love this pattern. It's so beautiful. As soon as I saw it in market, I think last year I kitted it up, and the museum stitcher and I both kitted it up, I think right away, because we loved it. There's just something about like the whimsical flowers in the border, and I don't know, it almost like the flowers almost read like Tudor embroidery to me somehow. I don't know. Maybe that's in my head, but I absolutely love it. So like I was saying, I've had this one kitted up for a long time, and I knew that I wanted to have a low start year when it comes to like just starting things in general, because I tend to not start the kits that I have kitted. I tended to just continue buying and starting new things, and that's what I really wanted to put a stop to, just because I have enough, you know, I have enough stuff, I have enough things to stitch on, and I didn't need to keep on kitting up and buying. And you know, I think it's like one of those things where when your friends are starting something, you have a hard time like not joining in. At least I do. So this is one that I had planned for my quarterly starts, because I did allot myself 4 starts for the year. So no matter what, I knew that I was going to have this as one of my quarter starts, and this is my quarter 2 start. I was going to start it for my birthday, which is April 28th this month, but I'll be turning 29. So I'll be 29 this year, but I decided to start it a little bit early. The reason why is just because I had a day where my son was taking a really long nap. Amira was napping as well because she got sick over Easter, and then so spring break was this week, and we all have been sick, including myself. I'm just getting over it. Today's the last day where I kind of still have a little groggy throat, but I wanted to film, so here we are. So like I said, I have this one kitted up. I have all the called for flosses except for the green, there's like a Weeks Dye Works floss that's called for. My flosses are over there, so I'm not going to show you them, but I'm doing it 2/2 on a 32 count fabric by Jackson Fabric Arts. This is the color London Fog, and here is my start. This fabric is amazing. I'm so sorry I'm not gonna have links in this video, just because I do have such a young baby that I don't want to put a bunch of time into the down bar. But if you want a direct link, please just comment on the video and let me know, and I will comment back a link directly to you. That just saves me a little bit of time. It's quicker that way. But what I'm doing is 1 length of brown thread, then going and doing an outline of like 1 length of another thread. Sometimes 2, like I did 2 lengths of this brown, and then I'll do another length of brown, I'll move on to another, and it's just helping me keep track of where I'm at in the border, so that I make sure the border is not too, like I haven't made it too long. I already completed the first page of like little outlines, and this one is like a daffodil here, and I'll be moving on. Like I said, I've just done one row of the brown, 1 row of the flowers, 1 row of the brown, and I'll continue doing that all the way down the side. And then I'll go back in and start actually filling in the flowers and fully completing them and all that good stuff. But like I said, 2/2 on 32 count London Fog. And that is a Jackson Fabric Arts. She's on Etsy. You can buy these fat halves from her, and I went and looked at her shop the other day, and she also offers like a half of the fat half, so I don't know what you would call that, but still a decent size cut and very, very good prices. Her shipping is amazing, her fabric's beautiful, it's lovely to stitch on. I really enjoy 2/2 just DMC stitching, like it's so pleasant. I am using the red overdyed floss though, and that's a Classic Colorworks used brick, but the rest is all DMC. And my needle minder on here is from Mad for Minders. So really loving this. It still has a needle miner on it because I have been stitching on it. I was using a hoop to start because I actually kind of have switched over to just honestly using my Morgan hoops. They're amazing. You can get them on Amazon. Like I said, if you're interested, just leave a comment below and I'll send you a link directly. But they're so good. I get the 7-inch hoop and I just love how easy it is to move around on a piece, right? Well, with this one, it's been really nice to just stitch in hand because I am just doing those outlines, especially the border itself. And I found that I feel like I'm getting a lot of progress pretty quickly. I don't know if it's just because it's a 32 count. I'm really not sure, but I'm really enjoying this project. So it's been a fun one. From there, I did go through my projects actually, and I decided to restart a piece. So I have had Trick or Treat by Prairie Schooler started for a long time, and I just hated the fabric. I think the reason why is because the stitch calls for 32 count lamb's wool, which is a Witchel's fabric, which is very, very stiff, but it calls for it to be stitched 2/2 on that fabric. Personally, I would never stitch 2/2 on that fabric because it absolutely demolished my threads. And I knew that because I had started another project on Flax by Zweigart, it's just one of their basic colors, really easy to get your hands on, that I enjoyed the stitching process on that 2/2 much more. So when I went to go re-kit up all of my Prairie Schooler Halloween pieces, because I do have 4 kitted up that I would like to start and have completed, of course, at some point in my life. So when I had that, I decided to, instead of restarting Trick or Treat, because I had already gotten pretty good progress on that, and I was kind of bummed about just, you know, pretty much throwing it away because it was so much that I didn't want to unpick it, and I also just really don't like the fabric. So I don't know if I have a picture of the project, and I don't think I even saved the piece that I had oh, I did. Here, I'll show you guys. So here we are. This is the Witchel's lamb's wool. This was the piece that I had started. You can see I just cut it right off because I am going to use the fabric, but I'll definitely stitch 1/2 on it. I will not stitch 2/2 on it, as good as it looks, because it does look great. The stitches are so full and plump, and I don't think my stitches look bad by any means. Like, I don't think it made my stitches look awful. It just was really unpleasant to stitch on, and I realized at this point, like, I'm not gonna stitch on something if I'm not enjoying it. I know myself, it's not gonna happen. So this is just gonna probably get tossed because I'm not gonna finish completing the cat here, and I'm just gonna toss it because I'm not gonna pick out the stitching and save that fabric. Well, I decided though to just start one of my other Prairie Schooler pieces, one of the other 4 that I have kitted up. And I was talking to the girls and they had picked this one, Bump in the Night, as the one that I should restart. Initially, I was like, man, should I make each one of these into its own little ornament? Because I really do want to have a Halloween tree or like a bunch of little Halloween pillows, something. But I did decide to just go ahead and do the whole piece. And this is kind of an acquisition as well because I picked up a bunch of Flax by Zweigart, like I said, and I picked it up in a 32 count. For comparison though, this is lamb's wool, this is flax. So not much of a difference. But here is my start on Bump in the Night. So I actually got a really good start on this one. Again, 2/2 on 32 count. I'm like really loving that, which is so weird. But honestly, my eyesight, ever since having the baby, I've been struggling a little bit with my eyesight. I definitely probably need to get my eyes checked. But I also read an article somewhere that like your eyes can get messed up while you're pregnant, and like your vision can maybe get a little bit more impaired than usual. I'm not sure how true that is, okay? Sometimes things just are on the internet. It doesn't mean they should be. But my eyes have really been just bugging me out lately, and so I've been really enjoying 32 count. And I will say Flax 32 count, I love Zweigart fabrics in general, but the 32 count, it's nice and not too loose. I don't feel like you can really see through it, you know? It's just, I love it. So yeah, just a cute little piece. It's gonna be pretty small. I think the next motif is only like that big, but I did pick up enough of this fabric to stitch all 4 of them. So I'll have this one and the other 3 that I have kitted, but I'll show that in acquisitions. So yeah, I got the little witch done, and I'm using all the called for DMC for that, of course. And that's just been such a joy. I don't know if you guys caught my last video, but if you did, thank you so much. If you're new here, still thank you. But I had talked about really wanting to start something, and I wanted to start a spring project. I really wanted to start the Leela Studios Spring Quaker. Well, the idea of floss dropping all of those DMCs was like, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Not with a baby and with Amira being on spring break and everything. It's just been kind of like, and all of us being sick, it's not been a good time, okay? Things have not been well. But I'm trying, okay? And one thing that I did have very easy to kit up was this beautiful sampler that is called Flowers Feed the Soul. I think I got this from a shop called Happy Mood Point. The only problem is last time I went and looked for it, I couldn't find it. Because I think someone had asked me for a link to it and I could not find it for the life of me. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll try to search for it again and see if I can find it. If I can't find it, I'll let you know. But like I said, leave a comment, but here's the sampler. So I am stitching this on some special fabric to me because the fabric is fabric that I bought last year at StitchCon. I purchased a half yard of Atomic Ranch Blue Ridge, which is this beautiful, it looks exactly like a summer sky, spring sky. It's like a beautiful soft blue with white modeling, and it's amazing. I have it on a 40 count though, and that's been killing my eyes. So I decided to just do one motif and then call it good for the time being. But the reason this one was easy for me to kit up is because I am doing it monochromatic with some Mose Sail Silk in the colorway Platinum. So it's just a really nice kind of silver white, because it is slightly mottled as well. There's a little bit of gray in there, or really silver, not even gray, it's just silver. And these are the large, like, yeah, 17.4 yard skeins. So really enjoying that. I have a few more. Hopefully that's enough because she doesn't do redyes. But I'm also cutting off, I know you guys are like, just show me the progress, lady. But let me tell you my alterations to start. So I felt like this top border and this bottom border, as cute as they are, they seemed like an afterthought. When I think of these Quaker-like samplers, I really think of this perfect square that has the framing of the Quaker pieces itself. I felt like these, they just looked like they got added on. And so I decided to go ahead and nix those completely, and I'm just stitching the Quakers. I'm not even doing the top bar or the bottom bar because I thought that doesn't make sense if I'm not going to add some kind of bar to the side, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the Quakers. So like I said, I just wanted to get one motif done, and that is exactly what I did. I will say it might be hard to see, so I might have to insert a picture of my stitching. But here we are. I'm doing 1/2 on 40 count Blue Ridge. It is very, very tight. the 40 count Atomic Ranch. There's a beautiful like luster to the Mose Sail Silks. She does have an Etsy shop now. It used to just be that she sold through a Facebook group. She does have an Etsy shop now. I love the silks that I got, but I was watching Cam the Stitcher's last video, and I saw, and of course her and I and the rest of the girls, we talk every day, and she just recently ordered some Mose Sail, and I noticed when she sent me a picture of them that they looked a little different, and she had mentioned that in her last video as well. So she hasn't used them to stitch yet, but there's a possibility that something might have changed. So I will say that these are very, very soft and smooth and beautiful to work with. But yeah, very, very tiny stitches. So it's probably gonna be a little hard to see just because the gray parts of the silk really do kind of blend in with the fabric. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, don't continue, you can't see that. In person, you really can, I promise, okay? And when you get to more like of the blue sections where it's really blue, like here, it's gonna pop more on the fabric, but I'll insert some pictures so you guys can see. because I am happy with it. It's a very, very subtle, very gentle, but it's beautiful, and I'm excited about it, even though it's kind of a pain in the butt to stitch on. I don't know. I'm excited about it, but not at the same time. I think it's because I really am struggling to stitch 1/2 on this fabric. The stitches are just so small. It's really killing my eyes. I feel like I can't even get it to focus, because when I get that close, it like doesn't even want to focus. But you can see, you know, you can see the motif there. And I think it's pretty, and it's very delicate. So, I don't know, I'm gonna continue going. Every time I pull it out, my goal is just gonna be to complete one motif. The motifs are quite large, and like I said, this is really tricking my eyes right now, so it is gonna be a task to stitch, and that makes me think like, well, maybe you're not gonna continue on with it. And maybe I won't, but I was happy to start something that was like spring and just delicate and soft and beautiful, and I am really enjoying those Moselle silks. If anything, I might just order a different blue fabric and continue stitching it on a different blue, like maybe a 36 count, and go from there. Why not, you know? It's okay to restart things. There's no shame in that. So from there, I have another restart. So, I mean, I guess that technically the bump in the night was not a restart, because I had started the trick-or-treat one, but I'm counting it as a restart because I replaced a project, my trick-or-treat prairie schooler, with that one. So we're gonna call it that, okay? But my next restart is very, very special to me. I literally just, I know that I'm like super emotional because I just had a baby, but I literally wanted to cry. I didn't ask her if it was okay if I could share this on my channel. I did share it on my Instagram though, and she didn't say anything about it. But anyways, Jess, thank you so, so, so much. There was a very nice lady who is subscribed to my channel, and she had mentioned that she had ordered the Lady and Unicorn The Gouverneur kit. I'll pop a picture here on the screen, and that she just wasn't going to start it. And she had been watching my videos, and that she knew that I was having troubles with mine, and that I really had wanted to restart it, but I didn't want to buy a whole nother kit because that's an expense, you know. I bought mine from my local L&S, so it's like $130 from her, and it's a beautiful kit. It is worth it, okay? They're stunning. But I had started it, and the point I'd started it at was like I'd made too much of a margin, and I was gonna have to cut off some of the bottom of the stitch if I kept on stitching it, but I also had like been marking on the pattern, so there were so many reasons as to why it wasn't working, and I wasn't pulling it out to work on it because it was frustrating, and I just didn't know, like, is this even worth it? Because this is gonna be like a 5-year project. It's huge. Well, that very, very nice viewer sent me her kit, because she was like, I ordered it because I saw it on your channel. I haven't started it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna start it. You know, can I have your address and send it to you? And I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Do you want to be my best friend for the rest of my life too? So she did send me her entire kit unopened. Can you believe that? How freaking generous. Okay, like, that's the absolute nicest thing ever. Luckily enough too, this coral fabric, she also ordered the linen kit. Thank goodness. I was thinking to myself like, oh man, I'm still gonna have to cut out all those stitches in the other piece, because, you know, I didn't know if it was the Ada kit or the linen kit, and I was like, oh, I hate frogging. I don't even want to pick out those stitches, but I would have done it if I had to, okay? But this is the linen kit. It is the exact kit that I have, the one that I got from Denise at Threadneedle Street, and I did restart it, and I did do a center start like a good girl. Who is she? Following the rules? I'm doing so good. Are you proud of me? So it doesn't look like much stitching, but it really is, I swear. I worked on this for like several days. It was so many color changes. So right here is one of the floral motifs that's in the backdrop, and then right here, that is the beginning of the snout of the unicorn. And I did, well, I didn't really serge. I just changed my machine to the smallest little chain stitch and sewed all the edges so I wouldn't keep fraying my fabric. But yeah, that's the start of the unicorn. And then this is a little floral motif. So yeah, I am so excited about this one. Like, I didn't even want to put it down. It's stitched 1/2 on 28 count linen. That's the way the kit has you stitch it. You can kind of see like the top of the little snout. Oh, I'm just really excited about it. This is already like 2 or 3 shades, and this is so many shades. Oh my gosh. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 different colors within this section, if not 5. And then 2 or 3 in this section already. You just can't tell until you see the whole piece, and it's amazing. It's so many color changes, but it's amazing. So I'm just so thankful. I hope you don't mind me thanking you on my video so publicly, but seriously, I am so grateful. That was so generous of you. And like, I was gonna completely just scrap the other kit at this point and restart with a different Theo Gouvenier kit, and you've made it to where I don't have to do that, and I'm just super grateful. So anyways, we're besties for life now. Hope you enjoy it. I'm just really grateful. I'm super excited about this. I don't want to put it down. I definitely think I'm going to keep this out in my little basket that I have on my couch for my stitching, because I just want to get more progress on it. And it's like my spring summer piece for sure. So I'm also really relieved because I feel like I don't have to like be so like careful and cautious with the floss itself, because the DMC that is in the pack doesn't tell you exactly what shade it is. It doesn't tell you at all. So you're like left guessing if you run out, or you have to buy a whole nother thread pack, and you don't just get to buy individual little, like, no, you have to buy the whole thing. That's a lot of money. Okay, no thank you. So that was like my last kind of starty thing, right? But I was talking to the girlies, and really I was talking to Cam the stitcher over on YouTube. She has a project that I absolutely love, and it is her Modern Folk Embroidery 2022 stitch along. I've loved her version of it for as long as I've watched her channel. And she'd been talking about doing a thread a day on that one, and I was like, oh, you know what, let me join you in that thread a day, because that's a great idea. And so I have been trying, maybe not successfully, to do a thread a day on this one. I just started doing it though like 3 days ago, so I've only put 3 threads in, which is not crazy, but I'm stitching the Modern Folk Embroidery 2022 stitch along, which also was a gift from a subscriber. Like, oh, I hit my 2nd year on YouTube. Crazy. I feel like I need like a yay sound effect. If you can do that editing, Megan, use your time to shine, girl. So here's a picture of the pattern. And I was very kindly sent this pattern as the PDF. The lady who purchased it, it just was one that she was like, it's not really my style. She purchased it in the very beginning when it was a Sal, didn't know what it was gonna look like, ended up not being her style. She gifted it to me, super grateful, totally my style. And I absolutely love it. I'm stitching it 1/2 on 36 count because I totally wanted to copy Cam, because like I said, I loved hers. And I'm stitching it on Fiber on a Whim Cream and Sugar. So here's the fabric itself. Very soft modeling, kind of a creamy on a pure white fabric. So definitely recommend if you need that, like a creamy fabric that has a warm undertone. And unfortunately, I don't have pictures of where I was before, just because with the baby and everything, I am so exhausted all the time that I honestly forget a lot. And that is what I forget to do, is take pictures. But I'm stitching it with Cloves by Color and Cotton, and I did actually use up a full card. I used up a whole one. So I was actually able to track how many of the flosses I would need though, because I wasn't sure. So I started with 5, and the one card of floss got me to 15.8%. So I only needed to order 1 more, but I ended up ordering 2 just to play it safe, because of course to get to 100% I would need a couple more because I only had 4 left. So because of that, I did place an order for some more flosses. So those will be getting to me next week, but here is where I'm at. It's so pretty. I'm just so excited about this one. So where I put in work was on this center motif. I think where I left off, yeah, I left off here, and I was about halfway full of this little flower. So I finished filling her up, got this leaf in, got that little bud in, got that leaf in, got half the pot done here, went over and started stitching the flower over here. And that is where I dropped off because I finished off my thread and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pull out something else. So yeah, I am absolutely loving that. And next time I pull it out, I'll just do the same thing I did on that side where I completely finish filling the flower and I'll complete filling out the other side of this little pot. Because even though it was like a thread a day, every time I pull this out and work on it, I can't just do one thread. I love the way the color and cottons feel. They work up so beautifully and the variegation is very, very, very subtle. I don't feel like when you look at the piece overall, you can tell that it's a variegated floss, but it really is. When you're up close and personal looking at the piece, you can see the bits that are more golden. Because there is in this floss, you can kind of see, there's pieces where it's a lot more yellow gold, and there's pieces where it's more brown. And it's so pretty. It is in stock, last I checked. I did just order 2 skeins, so they're 2 skeins slimmer than they were before. But yeah, I'm really loving this. Also the Pick a Whip by Marjorie Maid. I'll link, I'm not gonna link anything, girl, but if you're interested and you need like a link directly to her channel, let me know in the comments and I will send you a link. But if you look her up on YouTube here, she's fabulous. She has this thing called Pick a Whip, and I do participate in Pick a Whip. Pick a Whip this time around is a project with words in it, and this does have at least my name, so I figured, I don't know, that's kind of cheating, but I already have Megan in, and after I finish filling out the pot, I do want to get my last name, which is Babauta, on the other side here. So that'll be kind of my Pick a Whip, and I just have this on a 1/2 yard of cream and sugar, which it just barely needs more. That's the part that sucks. If you stitch this on a 36 count, it just barely needs more than a fat quarter. So you do have to get a 1/2 yard, but I do tend to like purchasing 1/2 yards over fat quarters, especially if it's a 36 count, because I find that I like big projects. I like big girls, okay? Always have, always will. From there, I did actually open up and pull out the round robin piece. So this is the round robin that I'm doing with the girls. Unfortunately, poor Alexis, I have had her project for a while because I received it right when I went into the hospital and gave birth, and I didn't want to pull it out and work on it while like sleep exhausted from having a newborn. Like I said, he's a month old now, and so I just pulled this out to start working on it again, and then I got sick and I was like, don't want to make any mistakes. So I haven't done very much on this, but I did decide to pull it out and like, you know, get it going so I can get it to her, because next week I have a couple doctor's appointments, one for myself, one for Amira, because she has her annual checkup visit, and then I need to double check and see if Malachi's got anything, but hopefully within that time, I say that like there's going to be time, I can get some more stitching on this and get it back to Alexis as soon as possible. But this fabric is Albarium by Cider River Linen. It's a 36 count, and the floss is Greg? I don't know what it is. It's a Bestitch Me floss, but it's beautiful. I'm not sure what the name is though. And I am stitching, you can see I have a little sunflower needle miner on here. I just started going down here and filling out the little diamonds on the bottom, just because I was like, well, what's an easy thing that I can pick up and start doing? So I started doing that just so I could get some progress. Isn't it so gentle and soft? Oh, it is just beautiful. And I do feel like this is the perfect spring summer project, so I'm like, you know, motivated to work on it because it's just so, it's so summery. The floss is beautiful. Alexis did a really good job picking her fabric too. It looks so good together. So I think that is the last project I worked on. Let me double check though. Okay, that was the last project that I worked on, but I have a finish. It's technically not a finish by me, but this does mark my second like finished cross stitch project of 2024. It literally made me cry when I opened it in the mail. So you guys know we've been doing that round robin. myself and the girls. This is a fabric that I got at StitchCon, and it is by Mystic Fabrics. I got the Olympia colorway in a 40 count, and I had chosen Dinky Dye's Twilight as my floss. Well, it was supposed to come back to me with a pretty sizable, like over 1,000 stitches that I still needed to put into it. And I was like, I honestly don't even know when I'm gonna be able to finish it, but you know, I'll finish it when I can, and we can all be cute together eventually. Because I just had a baby, and you know, it's just, I didn't know when it was gonna happen. Well, towards the like end of my project getting out, the girls that had it, I think the last 6 of them or the last 5 of them, anyways, they finished my project for me. I'm not gonna cry. I know that's so stupid, because it's like, it's just stitches, but it's crazy what this community has done for me in bringing me like my lifelong friends. And I know that it's like we've only known each other for a couple years, some of us, and some of us have only known each other for a year. But when I tell you that I love these girls with my entire whole heart, I do. They're my best friends. And I mean, I don't trust pretty much anyone with my children, right? I literally would trust them with my children. And if you're a mother, you know how serious that is. Like, to trust someone with your child is a monumental thing in my personal opinion. And I would trust all of them with my children. They're just such amazing women, and they're amazing people, and I just really love them. But they finished my piece. They're just the best. And it's like, this, the 29th of March literally marked my 2-year Flosstube anniversary. And it's just crazy how in 2 years I've made so many friends. And you know, even just like some of you guys who comment on my channel, who I know you've been watching and commenting since the beginning, and like the people that reach out to me and talk to me on Instagram and just send me nice messages. And it's just like, I really, really appreciate it. And this community is absolutely amazing. If you've been thinking about starting a Flosstube and you're thinking to yourself like, oh, I don't know, I don't think that's for me, like I don't know if I'm the right person for it, just do it. Just do it. Go for it. This is just, it's so beautiful. So I do need to get this framed. I haven't decided if I'm going to get it professionally framed or if I'm going to try to frame it myself. I'm kind of saving up a couple of pieces to either go get them framed or frame up myself. Because my husband, before he was a superintendent, he's a superintendent for a construction company, and before that he was a carpenter for the same company. So I'm imagining that he can probably figure out how to make me a frame out of some thrifted frames. So I'm kind of debating either having him make me a frame out of thrifted ones or having it professionally framed, because I've never framed anything myself. But I was so surprised. I literally didn't even notice it at first. Like when I first opened it, I was like, you know, because my friends were like, oh, send a video when you open it. And I opened it, and then I was like, they finished it. And I just started bawling my eyes out. So that video will not be on the internet. But they're amazing. It looks so beautiful. They just did such a good job. So I'm really happy about that. But from there, I actually have a bunch of acquisitions. I know that's bad because I was supposed to not be buying stuff this year. But, you know, you're just up late at night. I moved my rocking chair into the living room, right? I have like one of those gliders that has the footstool and everything, and I will be nursing and be scrolling on my phone, and then all of a sudden I am in Hollis Hand Creates Etsy shop, and I just can't stop shopping. Her shop is amazing, so go check her out. But I'd had this pattern in my stash already for quite some time, and I didn't have it kitted. So I thought to myself, well, let me go and kit that up. And I did. So I went and got all the fancy flosses just like called for, because I am not in the mindset of being creative enough, and I don't have the mental headspace to be creative enough to come up with some fun conversion. I'm just not very good at conversions in the first place. It's not my forte. If you want to see someone who's good at that, go watch Cam. She's amazing. But I did get all the call for flosses for this project, and I do have some fabric in stash. Let me know what you think, because I was thinking I might use this scrap that I had of Atomic Ranch weathered stone. It's kind of like a pinky, you can kind of tell it's like a sandstone beigey color with gray modeling, and I was thinking that might be nice. But I was looking through my stash, and I really just don't have very many fabrics that are like for stash. I have tons of fabrics that are in kits, but even when I was looking through the fabrics that I had in kitted up projects, nothing was really like neutral enough. And so that's what led me to shopping at Hollistan Creates, because I did order these off of 123 Stitch. I just went, found the pattern, added all to cart. This was a fabric that I had in stash, like I said. So do we like this? Do we think this works? The only area where this would be is there's like little tiny flowers here on the vines, but you can barely see them on the called for, like on the front picture here. So I feel like it's fine. And the only other place I think is in the windows. So that would definitely stand out against that bright red. But I love this project. It's so cute. Maybe a little fun Sal later in the year. Stay tuned. So I love a good strawberry project, and I got that one kitted up. But this is one of the fabric options, and that was, like I said, from Stash, Atomic Ranch weathered stone. But my other little shopping endeavor was to go to Hollishan's and pick up some good just like stash fabrics. I really wanted to give a shot to some 20 count, so this was also part of my 123 Stitch order, and this is brown sugar, which, if you guys remember, forever ago I had ordered a small cut of brown sugar that was a linen, and it was so green, like green girl, and I thought to myself, that's weird. Because it's called brown sugar, and my friend Cam, she loves that fabric, and I was like, she said this was a good neutral, but it's like really green. But we also realized, like, for me, when I think of a neutral, I think of like a blue undertone or a warm, and she thinks of more of a green undertone. Well, the 20 count Ada, look at how nice and warm and brown it is. So I did order a ginormous cut of that because 123 Stitch was having a sale. I'm not sure if they're still having a sale, but go check it out, because this was only like $60 or something like that, but it's a 36 by 40, and like I said, it's a 20 count Ada. So here's half of it. But look at that beautiful modeling. Isn't it stunning? And then here's the other half. The modeling on it is just gorgeous. So I'm really not sure what I'm gonna stitch on this, but I'm thinking like a huge sampler. It's just so pretty. And you know, the girls have been stitching on the 20 count Ada, and I was feeling a little jealous because I don't have any, and so I just went all out and got a huge piece. But that was a really good deal. But anywho, what I'm thinking though is I definitely will use probably half of this for just a huge sampler, maybe like a Brenda Gervais or something that doesn't have any 1/2 in it, or 1/1, I mean, of course. But what do we think about that? Do we like the weathered stone better, or do we like the brown sugar? I really can't decide. I mean, I hate to cut into a huge cut of fabric just for such a small piece, because this piece is really tiny, and if I stitch on a 40 count, it's gonna be really tiny. That weathered stone is a 36 or 32. It's a Lugana, so it's pretty loose and easy to stitch on, but I don't know, do we like this better, or do we like the other one better? Let me know. So I picked up this fabric, and then, like I said, I was shopping with my bestie, Christine. I love her. She's amazing. Christine is the owner of Hollistan Creates, that little Etsy shop over there. Give her a looky-loo. Her shop is amazing, okay? She is amazing. She's beautiful, stunning, fabulous. I love her. And she has the best stuff. She does. And she has like great customer service. She shuts down her shop when she's got, you know, stuff going on, so you're never placing an order and then waiting like 6 weeks, and you're like, whatever happened to that order that I placed 6 weeks ago? Do you hear Malachi? Hopefully he doesn't wake up. So I picked up from her cookie dough from Needle Bling Designs. This is a 36 count linen. I'm really into 36 count right now. I'm feeling her. She's a vibe. She's stunning. But how stunning is that? Are you kidding me? So I picked up a nice good cut of that. Love this. And I think I'm going to use half of this to restart my Ann Thomas, which is a Hands Across the Sea is that a sampler? Yeah, I guess you call that a sampler, right? Well, it's beautiful, and I had originally started it on something honey, spiced honey, and that's a beautiful fabric, but like the colors weren't working, and I really wanted to restart it on something a little bit warmer. That fabric was very warm, but it was like greeny. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm really hoping that this like honey pinkish gold, I'm hoping this works. Okay, please work. I've recently found this Flosstube because I've been catching up on Flosstube while Malachi naps, and I recently found this Flosstube. Needle Crow, gosh, I'm so sorry, my mom brain's taking over. I will link that channel below because her Flosstube is amazing. I love her, and I think her sense of humor is hilarious. She's just stunning, amazing, love her, and I've been really enjoying her Flosstubes. She only has 2 out right now, but like the second one drops, I'm watching it, okay? So I've been enjoying that. You know who else I've been enjoying is the Thread Gremlins. I like their channel. They're pretty new as well, and they're very funny, and I think they're local to me. If I'm remembering the channels correctly, those ladies are local to me, and I would love to meet up with them. If you want to link up, girls, let me know. So, and then I really have been enjoying the Hathaway Stitchers. There's some sisters who film together, and I'm really enjoying their channels. So I will link those 3 channels below just because they're newer Flosstubers, and like, you know, I want to spread the word because they're good, okay? But anywho, from there, I picked up, just because this is my favorite neutral, Fawn, 36 count Fawn by Picture This Plus, again, from my girl Christine at Hollistan Creates. Isn't it such a pretty neutral? This is another contender for the Strawberry Fields Forever because it is really good. Also, you know, I kind of want to save this again for a pretty little sampler because I can't help myself. Definitely recommend Fawn though. Fawn's a good neutral. And then I picked up this one, which I've never even heard of this fabric dyer, Lapin Loops. Amazing, literally amazing. Go buy some of this right now. I linked it in my Instagram story a little while ago. This is called Crypt Cloth, and I think someone messaged me back and said that the lady who dyes this, her name is also Megan. So, I mean, I doubt she'll ever watch this, but hey girl, I like your name. Look at it. Are you kidding me? Do you see how it's like blush pink but brown at the same time? So I picked up a half yard of this, or what do you call that, a fat half? Oh, it literally is a beautiful. So yeah, go get some of this before it's sold out, because I don't know how much Christine has left, but wow, what a talented dyer. I mean, are you kidding me? That's beautiful. The modeling, none of it is like, you know, sometimes you'll get a model piece of fabric and it looks like it was like Kool-Aid dyed and you're like, oh, disappointed. This is the perfect size of modeling. Like, it's not too big, not too small. It's like evenly dispersed across the fabric. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I am honestly like, whoo, I don't even know. I'm gonna save this forever because I'm never gonna want to use it. It's so pretty. But I have a 40 count half yard, fat half, and I need to find the perfect project. It's just like beautiful blush pink brown. I'm thinking a sampler with some kind of maybe a blue house or a pink house, something that's gonna pop but also work with the fabric. And I want a big girl, okay, a big girl. So we'll see. And I also just picked up some needles, just regular peacemakers and bowens. I found that on my journey of trying out all the needles 2 years later, right? Because I also just hit like my 2-year stitching anniversary. I like being a stitcher in general. And let me tell ya, I'm liking those two the best. I still love my John James, okay? All right, Mr. John, you're still serving, honey, but I really like the bowen needles. I like the eye of them a little bit better because I am blind and they're easy to thread. And the peacemakers are just my second go-to. So I picked up another pack of the smallest size that I could get in both of those. But yeah, I picked up all that good stuff. And then lastly, I had wanted to re-kit up these girlies, all of the preschoolers that I had. So I had, you know, Trick or Treat, which I originally had started. I have Pumpkin Patch, which I love this one because it's a lot of words. I know the bottom is really fill-in heavy though, so once I get down to that, I will hate it, but it's okay. And Sweeping Cobwebs. So I did just go ahead and replenish with 32 count flax Zweigart, which is a really, really good neutral. Like, highly recommend having some of this in stash. As boring as it is, every color pops on here. Every color except for like this exact shade of tan. White pops on here, amazing. So it's really good for Halloween pieces because I find that Halloween pieces have like a lot of dark brown, a lot of white, a lot of black, you know, and so I need something that works with all those. So yeah, enjoying that. You can probably hear Malachi in the background. His eyes are opening and closing, so he's kind of waking up. We'll see how much more I can film. But that was all my cross stitch. So if that's all you stuck around for, then you made it through, sister. Thank you so much. Thank you so much just to everyone who watches. I really appreciate y'all, and it's just been a wild ride. So thanks for sticking with me and being so supportive and just being like literally like family to me, especially through my pregnancy and the birth of my son. And you guys have watched my daughter grow over the past 2 years. That's insane. And you've watched me grow as a stitcher over the past 2 years. So that's really been just the best journey for me, and I've really appreciated y'all. And like I said, if that's all you stuck around for, thank you so much. Please like the video, leave a little comment below, let me know how long you've been watching. I'm always curious, like who's new and who's been here for like a year now, you know, who's been here for 2 years. Is there anyone still around from the beginning? Yeah, I know there is, don't worry. I recognize your guys' channel or your handles on when you leave a comment. I always want to say it's like your YouTube channel, but some of you guys don't have channels. It's just your YouTube name. So I do recognize your names. But that is all I have. Oh, and then just subscribe. There's a bunch of people that watch my videos that aren't subscribed, and I'm really bad about saying to subscribe. So if you like it, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. But I'm gonna move on to knitting because I do have some fun little knitting goodies. This is my big basket, by the way. When I say the basket on my couch, she's a biggin. But I do take up the big couch for myself. Malachi is like, be quiet. All right, so I do have a finished object for knitting. This is called Jason's Cashmere Hat. And I literally have only been saving this because it's a gift for my neighbor. I had knit her son one. I think I showed it in my last video, and I thought it'd be really cute to knit like the adult size. I mean, the pattern comes in one size, but to make it a child size, I just go down a couple needle sizes. And then with this one, I use the called for, so it's nice and stretchy. It's a beautiful cabled pattern with basic cables or basic ribbing in between. And I used just a Malabrigo yarn that I had in stash. I'm not sure what the name was because it didn't have a tag. I've had it in stash for so long. But yeah, I just thought that's super cute and super pretty. I just saw my neighbor walk by, so slay. I can give this to her when she walks back by. Hopefully I'll be done filming. But yeah, I just thought it'd be cute for her to kind of have a little matching one, or even if this one fit her son better, then she could have this one too. But the one that I knit for her son was like a golden yellow, and I thought this was a really cute accent to the golden yellow. And she just had a baby as well. My neighbor, Justine is her name. Hopefully she doesn't mind me saying her name. Sorry, girl. She's amazing. I absolutely love her. It sucks because I've been sick and Amira's been sick, so we haven't been able to hang out. But I am also knitting her little newborn a sweater, but I am knitting the sweater in a 18 to 24 month size. I'm using Drops Sky, and this is the peach colorway. I would say it's more of a blushy pink than peach, but it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. Loving just the texture of the fabric, and the feel is very, very soft. And I am knitting a Nash Knits design. I'll stick a picture of the pattern here because it is so cute. Seriously, go check out this designer. They have an Instagram, Nash Knits, N-A-S-H, knits, and they have a Ravelry page where they sell all the patterns. So cute. There's a little jacket that looks like a bomber jacket with the like furry collar. She uses this fuzzy yarn to make the collar look so cute. It just looks like a little bomber jacket. It's adorable. But anywho, here's my progress on that little sweater. Isn't it so cute? So the middle is a lace panel, and then I'm gonna pick up stitches on the sides. I'm assuming. I haven't gotten to that part yet, obviously. And there's a little ruffle that gets added on. But yeah, I can't wait. How pretty is that? I can't wait to block it. It's like a beautiful rib to detail with these little kind of florets of lace. Oh, stunning. And it's a little fold over collar. It's adorable with little short row shaping at the back of the neck. Oh, I love it. It's just so cute, and it's so soft and squishy. And I asked her what size she wanted. She picked the 18 to 24 months. So I think it's a good size. It'll fit a 2-year-old for sure. It's definitely spacious. And don't worry about the head. My head can fit through here. I never use like a really tight cast on, because I find that a lot of people will ask me that, like, aren't you worried the head's gonna not fit through? But I'm like, my head would fit through here. Yeah, just don't bind on too tight, and don't cast or knit your stitches together too tightly, and you'll be perfectly fine. For child sweaters, that is, or even adult sweaters. But yeah, it's so pretty. Don't worry, Malachi's fine. He just makes sounds like that when he's like in and out of sleep. Just in his own little world, his own little language. And then you guys know that I have been working on a sweater for my, I don't know if I'm gonna give this to my grandma. I don't think she watches my videos, so I can say that on here. Hopefully she doesn't. Grandma Sue, if you're watching, you didn't hear that. But I don't know if I'm gonna give this to her or if I'm gonna keep it for myself. I really don't know, because she didn't pick this pattern, so I don't know if she would like it. And it is from a Norwegian colorwork book. I'll pop a picture of the book here, and I'll pop a picture too of the pattern itself, because I did change the colors significantly. I'm knitting this size large, and it's gonna be a cardigan, and it closes with traditional Norwegian clasps, which I think is really cool too. But I did get another repeat in on this. So you'll see I used a little marker for where I was last time, and I got finished with the golden cream, moved to the robin's egg blue, and then from there I'm now in the middle of the blue and white section. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if she would like it or not, but either way, it's gonna stay in the family and stay as an heirloom piece for sure. But I'm using BC Garns Bio Shetland, and I'm using the cream color. I'm using this midnight blue color. This is the only color that I'm using that is from a different brand. This is, gosh, what's the name of the, I can't remember. I'll have to pop it on the screen, but it's just this really pretty rust color. I buy the cones of yarn from them, and then I'm using this kind of bright robin's egg blue. So I really like these colors together. These two colors are like my favorite colors together. I think they look stunning. I know it's not for everyone. It's really bright and it's a crazy contrast, but oh, I love it. I would wear a whole sweater with these colors alone. Tell me not to knit one, because I will. If I have enough left, I will. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's just like a rhythmic knit for me because I really do enjoy color work. But yeah, I think this would just look really cute on my Grandma Sue. I think it would be absolutely adorable on her, but honestly, this might be a little big for her. She's a tiny lady. And I just love her to bits and pieces. So that's been great. That's been all my knitting. And that is pretty much it for stuffs. Oh, and my husband's just getting home. So that's everything. I'll sign off now. Bye guys. StitchCon, but I think that I bought this one actually at, what's the name of the shop? I don't know why I have, this is what I mean about baby brain. Like, there's nothing between these eyes right now. It's empty. Well, anyways, when I was at StitchCon and I went to the LNS out there, I thought maybe it would come to me. It didn't. Okay, anyway, a little jacket that looks like a bomber jacket with the like furry collar. She uses a yarn, like a blue, what is that called? I want to call it a blue K, but that's not what it's called. Blue K? What is the name of that? She's gone. Empty in the brain.